This evening, Laredo ISD honors a veteran who is typically the one behind the camera instead of in front of it.
I was the guy always taking the pictures.
Andrew J. Mata, born and raised in Laredo, attended Mary Help of Christian School during his elementary and middle school years. After graduating high school in 2008, he felt a desire to join the U.S. military.
I enlisted right after high school. I think I did maybe the summer or maybe 10 months, and they called me and they said, "Hey, we have a position, are you interested?" And I said, "Yes, let's do it."
Mata initially had his eyes set on enlisting in the U.S. Marine Corps, but it would be another branch that would ultimately call his name.
I originally wanted to become part of the Marines, but every Marine that I talked to with an honest heart just openly said, "No, go to the Air Force." So I took their advice and I did some research. I wanted to be a gunner on the helicopters, but you had to test pretty high for that, and I tested higher on mechanical.
Mata spent 4 years as a crew chief at the McGuire Air Force Base in Wrightstown, New Jersey, where he worked as a mechanic on jet aircraft and eventually earned the highest rank of senior airman.
A crew chief working on KC-10s, it's a tanker, and I also had to work on C-17s. So these are two jumbo airplanes, which was awesome. I wanted to work on fighter aircraft. Ironically, they only pick the really tall people to work on those, and they don't like it, and they pick the really little guys to go work on these big jumbo airplanes. The joke behind that is when you're a mechanic, you have to work on a smaller plane, you gotta fit in some weird places. You know, it's a nightmare.
While he mainly stayed at the base, he did get an opportunity to travel overseas in Kuwait to work on heavy military transport aircraft.
They didn't have any of my planes there. I ended up helping out with C-130s. So I got to touch a whole nother plane. And then it went full circle, and the planes that we were servicing were right next to the F-15s. And that was pretty cool. So I got to see those F-15s take off. And then the Kuwaitis, they had their aircraft too. It was pretty cool. So every night when you're sleeping, you're just hearing.
After serving 4 years in the Air Force, the post-9/11 bill allowed Andrew to pump the brakes on the mechanical field and pursue higher learning at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida, where he received a bachelor's degree in film science, where he learned skills that he continues to use to this day as a digital media manager for IBC Bank.
One of the biggest benefits from going to film school was to line me up where I am now today. It's given me plenty of experience, and now I get to put it to use, which was one of the biggest, reliefs. You went to school, did you get to use your degree? And for a while there, times were tough. And then finally I came back home and I found a place that was right for me.
Mr. Mata has even found ways to help give back to Laredo ISD students by taking part in scholarship nights as a representative of IBC Bank. Andrew also encourages recent high school graduates to answer their calling to enlist if it's something that they're passionate about.
For those who have made the decision and they've answered their nation's call, I thank them and I support them. And for those of you who are on the fence or lost, I've always encouraged it. I've always encouraged it's a great way to be able to travel. It's a great way to learn different cultures, and it's a great way to get your own discipline and to find yourself, right? If you could commit to even just 4 years, you can gain lifetime of knowledge and become a better person.
Thank you, Andrew Mata. Laredo ISD would like to publicly thank you for your service to our country. And for Laredo ISD ITV, Justin Reyes.